All right, we're here with the new American citizen, Jing Selick. Yeah! Today, I think that you took an oath.
Yes.
And you took a test. You passed. So,
well, the other way around.
True.
Pass the test first,
and then you take
an oath. And then the oath.
All right, so let's rewind a little bit. How did you decide to study in the U.S. versus other places?
It was an easy decision because where in the world does a country have the best law school? I was already a law student.
I thought it was because Friends was recorded here, the TV show.
Friends was also recorded here.
You know, that had a big influence.
But never in my life did I imagine I would live in New York.
So then when did you move to the U.S.? Actually, I should be able to answer that question.
2007.
2007.
I came over to Texas to study law, and then I lived in LA after I graduated for 1 year. And then I moved to New York after that and have been in New York ever since.
Did you ever think that you'd become a citizen? Was that like day one when you started dating? You knew, hey, this is going to happen.
No. It's not like one overnight decision to make. It just happens.
So tell me about today. What was the process like?
Oh, so I received a notice of interview about a month ago, and then I guess I didn't really thought too much about it because I was too busy, and then so maybe like over lunch break I would prepare for the civic test.
I did look at some of those questions, and not gonna lie, a couple of them I did get wrong.
Some of them are very, kind of obsolete. But most of them you would have learned about it at history class. So today I arrived at 7:30 and waited.
You did your interview, and what questions did they ask you in the interview?
They're like, okay, so apparently he thought that it would be, the officer thought that it would be interesting to test me on questions that are more difficult. So he would ask me, so name one of the Indian tribes. And what is Thomas Jefferson famous for?
What was Jefferson famous for? And also name one of the Native American tribes.
Yeah, but also there are other questions like why are there 50 stripes on the flag? So those are giveaway questions. Anyway, so you have to pass 6 out of 10. Basically, I got the first 6 right, so. I was not asked to.
They set a high bar for American citizenship, 60%.
But anyway, so took the test, got the interview, took the test, and then there was also like you have to dictate, you have to read a sentence in English, and you have to.
Is that to verify that you can speak English?
Yeah. The sentence was, "What is the capital of the United States?" That's the reading test. And the other one is, he would read a sentence to me. Mexican is south of the U.S., and I had to write it down. So that was a reading test, and I passed it. And
flying colors, with flying colors, lawyer.
So after that, I got the approval, and I had to wait for the oath. And Jordan arrived at around 10, and the oath took place at around 10:30. So
then we went in, and then.
Well, the oath ceremony was very, very interesting. I think not just for new citizens, but also for citizens, because I think they put a lot of emphasis on what it means to be an American, what it is that make this country, emphasis on. I don't know. How did you feel about it? Because I think it would be interesting for somebody who's American too.
Well, I just thought it was interesting when you go through some of the formalities, like actually saying, I renounce my previous citizenship, and just kind of those formalities and the overall finality of it is really interesting. But for me, when did you start to get emotional during the ceremony?
When the national anthem started, I couldn't sing a word, because I was just crying. So I just put my right hand on my heart, and that was the first time I did it, because I was not American before, and it's very this gesture actually has some meaning, and it really just, I don't know, it just hits me. That was when I first cried, and the second one when the song "God Bless America" came up, and you know it just everything.
God Bless America?
Yeah, I think every lyric has very interesting new meaning, because when you read into it, it actually tells you what being American is, and that is, I think they did a really good job organizing this ceremony. And then in between those two songs, they actually one by one give you your certificate of naturalization, and before that they ask everybody there, by each country of origin, they ask you to stand up.
That's when I started to cry, is when you started to hear the different countries from which the people were, you know,
pledging
pledging to the U.S.
Yeah.
That's when I started to cry, and just hearing all the different countries and how people are coming together to this country, this idea that we have on, you know, what does it mean to be an American, and then just kind of realizing that it is the melting pot.
Right.
Everyone comes here, and then when we saw that,
you saw what
the Statue of Liberty post.
Oh
picture,
yes.
And
what is that? The poet? Yes.
It's like, you know, give me your poor, and then
give me
that.
the poor, give me the homelessness, or whatever you call it.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll find out later, but it's probably going to be in the description. But I think what also hit me is that it really means a lot to many of the families there.
Oh my gosh. They were like cheering in the back, and then they would.
It is a big deal.
It was funny because they would
also
like stand up at all the wrong times. but it's like that's actually what makes the ceremony even more meaningful, is to see, like, you know, we don't bring perfect. Like, it's not about being a perfect English speaker. It's about bringing, you know, all these different cultures from around the world to the U.S. and they each have something to add, and that's what makes this country great.
Yeah.
And to have that, and to see how excited, and everyone's crying in the background and cheering. I mean, I was bawling the whole time. Even when the other people were getting their names announced, I was like, Jamaica, Dominican Republic.